Hey everyone, this is Trish Kane, CEO and founder of Healerverse. Today we're doing an amazing roundtable and featuring Daniel Raphael. Fun fact, he did a really amazing session on me at the Healerverse event that we just did on Saturday, where I was feeling out of sorts. There was a lot of energy in the room for my empathic self, and he did a session on me in my room where he literally, what I felt like, and he might have other words for this, but I actually stepped into an entirely new reality, one that was always available to me, but I wasn't able to kind of like get there. And I feel like he removed a lot of the fears that I had and took me literally to the next level of abundance. And yeah, like everything changed since then. And then he was on stage and he was amazing. And we all got a group session from him. And again, I was like sitting there kind of like nodding, and my arm was like moving like this, He's really powerful, and I'm not going to say much more except for the fact that I highly recommend that you meet with Daniel if you haven't already. Give him a follow on Healerverse, send him a private message, follow him on other social medias. And he's also going to tell you what he's up to right now and what he just launched and what's coming. And I definitely would love to have Daniel back soon again to do a group session for everybody. And without saying much more, I'm just going to say go to 5dhealerverse.com, sign up, and I'm going to let Daniel take it from here. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Trish, for having me. And it's an honor
Yeah.
to be part of this group here. And I'm so excited because, in ancient times, the oracles, the healers, the medicine women, the shamans, they were all some of the most revered and even highly paid professions. And what happened is so many of them got killed in the witch hunts or gaslighted and saying, you're not real anymore, you're a charlatan. And this was all an agenda that even though now we don't really have that as much, it's still imprinted in us. And we're letting go of that fear of persecution, that fear of just shame and being seen. And so this is our time. The coaching industry is both, I would say, on the fall and on the rise, because the old paradigm of coaching you're seeing is very hypocritical and telling people what to do. It's not really how you do things. But if you really remember those universal laws and you know how to channel energy and pure information, your value is beyond words. And that's what we're here to do. And that's, if you're listening, you are gifted and you are one of us here. And so I'm really passionate about helping to activate people's gifts and helping to help them feel safe to share those gifts, because that's why so many of us have been stuck with health issues and money blocks and all that stuff, is because we just have the brakes on. And as soon as we really just trust and allow that energy to flow, everything aligns. And that's my story in a nutshell of what happened to me, being suicidal and very autistic, still a little autistic, Trish knows, but I mean, I couldn't even make eye contact. And just miracles of healing that happen through shifting timelines, like what Dreamporting is about. And so I would love to gift everyone here a free timeline shift, which 97% of people who do this meditation say it literally changed their life in just 2 hours. So just wanted to put that in and inspire you to trust that if you're struggling, it's all about sharing your gifts. And if you're confused about your gifts, or if you don't know where to start, then just kind of doing a purification, which is part of this meditation, really gets you there, because sometimes you just need to clean the windshield in order to really see what's out there and within us. So I'm really excited to just share that message to open it up.
Thank you so much. And that's exactly what happened to me. I shifted timelines, but I think it was always there, right? It was always up for me to just like kind of like remove, like you did a mass removal on me. I think some of it was internal, but some of it was external too. And that was like cleared away and helped me to like step like back into my power. And I agree, like I've done a lot of past life healing on like my soul from like different times that I was a healer in the past and was like persecuted or whatever I went through. And obviously it's carried down through our lineage and stuff too, like on this level, but also I love what you said, Daniel, about helping people to find their own power. Like everybody has superpowers. Everybody has superpowers. So it's finding out what they are. Because we are told different things in this, world, but and it kind of molds us sometimes into something that we're not. Do you feel like that's why we were autistic and we still kind of are?
Well, that's the whole rabbit hole with the autism. I think part of it is just, and on one level, everything is divine, and it's a way for us to specialize in some rays of consciousness, I feel, and see the world differently to really help the whole world shift at this time. But in general, yeah, we're all in this society. They try to mold us into a worker and disconnect us from our creativity and our emotions. And so for me, that was an extreme case where I think most people have it to some degree, that disconnection from basically the soul and the body. And so it's taken me so long to get back in my body, and it's beautiful to be here now and still continuing to integrate. But it's, with the spirituality today, so much of it is about trying to escape still, or kind of go out there, which is beautiful sometimes, but it's all about really bringing it in. That's part of the hero's journey. And when we really shift the paradigm from, fixing, real healing doesn't come from trying to fix yourself. It's actually when we see that everything is divine and there's nothing to fix or change about ourselves, and really just love and accept ourselves. That's when you can see that the real healing actually takes place. And it took me a long time to figure that one out, because obviously I had so many issues that it was really hard for me to accept myself. But when I finally burnt out from trying to change and change and change and still kind of, barely moving, and got humbled in that way, that's really when my heart opened and all of these gifts came through, because it was really part of God's lesson. This is what I was here for, to experience that. And so when we really embrace what we're here for and just surrender to it, then we actually stop resisting, right? When you resist, it persists, whatever you want to try to change. That's when the golden gate opens up to miracles and new levels of freedom and abundance. So I just wanted to remind everyone of that, because that's how the universe works here.
Thank you. That's so impactful and so powerful. And we do have a question here, but I just want to dive in a little bit more about you before we open it up to anybody that wants to ask any questions. Um, can you tell us like a little bit about, if you feel comfortable with it? Because one of the things that's so important to me, and some of the people even still are calling me and saying like, Healerverse, like on Saturday, everybody felt so welcomed and included. And then also some healers said that it was such a heart-led space and a heartfelt space, which is rare for sometimes different events and stuff. And I guess some of that for me is telling our own personal stories and our own personal healing journey and hero journey, as you called it, which I love. Would you want to tell us a little bit about your story so we could really get to know you, if you feel comfortable with that?
Yeah, I'd love to. Well, I was born with certain gifts. I was able to be super psychic and could read people's minds and know their deepest insecurities right away. And even some really out there supernatural things that I experienced, even telekinesis at times when I was just, 3, 4, 5 years old. And then what happened, I really shut down from all the toxins and the abuse and the trauma of this world. And I then just really disconnected from my gifts and was put on meds and psychiatrists, psychologists, and just got worse and worse. And when I was 20 years old, by the time I was 20, I went from such a very young, bright child at the beginning to just a zombie that was didn't want to live anymore. And I couldn't even go to a grocery store without freaking out, because I was just so much anxiety around people. And I woke up from a dream one day, and the dream said, if you go to this place at this time, your life will change forever. And it was at this festival. And I decided to go, and I literally had an anxiety attack. There's tens of thousands of people, and my friend decided to overdose on something. So I had to like help her through thousands of people. It was like the worst nightmare ever. by this point I had forgotten about the dream. And all of a sudden I saw this man with a giant sign that said free energy healing. I was like, I don't know what that even means, but I need to do this. And my friend was like, no, 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 we got to get out of here. And I was like, no, I need to do this. So I just, for 5 minutes, this man just, did some chanting and just moved his hands. And, but then all of a sudden it felt like I just woke up from a dream. It just like my aura just expanded and I felt at peace for the first time. And I felt my heart open and I could just connect with people. And I started crying because, uh, but I was just still like, I felt so powerful too. Like I was just present and it felt like enlightenment to me, but it was such a contrast from before, but it was actually just the very beginning stages of awakening. And I decided to just, take a break from my college and go to India and start training in energy healing. And I decided to train for the last 18 years because that was when I was uh, 20 when that started. And so for 18 years, I've studied with different masters around the world and all different lineages, different shamans and plant medicines to masters with superpowers that could literally materialize things out of thin air and had me stay in a cave with cobras and give me all these ancient initiations. And the ups and downs in my life had me really pray to God and connect deeper to download a timeline shifting system that's very unique and that helped me to go from, broken and no money to no friends to hanging out with some of the coolest people in the world and having such a blessed life and being able to have trained over 50,000 people now with Dreamporting over the past 5 or 6 years now. So it's been really beautiful to witness what happens when we really align with our intuition and we're able to realize we're not stuck to one script. We can actually download any frequency. We can change the channel, right? And that's part of what the divine has given us to learn these lessons and then be able to alchemize them into gold and then share our gifts with others. So that's really what the message is that I'm sharing now, because that's the essence of the journey I went on.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. That's really powerful. And you also said about having no friends, and I feel like that's kind of sometimes the beginning of realizing that it is the beginning of an awakening, almost a shift. There was a point in time where I kind of cleared out all my friends and I'm like, now what? I just couldn't answer the phone anymore for certain people. And I think I've gone through several phases of that actually. And it's all love, but it's like time for a new beginning. And even when we wound up, and David just popped on here too, but even when we wound up on a retreat 2 weekends ago, like just to be in the essence of you and people like us and feel like it feels like home.
That's what it's all about. It's returning home to ourselves and remembering because it's already within us.
Yeah. So what are some different things that you practice today in your daily life, in your like quote unquote routine, even though I don't really like that word so much.
Yeah. Well, every month I channel a map from my future. So I get little clues and images, which is always mind blowing to just kind of see the synchronicities that happen. And that helps me really surrender and align with synchronicities and continue to timeline leap. And that's what we have in our, the first lesson in our school is to actually learn how to remote view the future. Because when we're driving a car, we have the GPS, we know where we're going. But usually we're just stuck in the same patterns and we do the same things every day, which is from our old identity, which are old habits. And then we keep staying stuck, even though we're trying so hard to work and make money or meet someone. And so I like to surrender to my intuition. And so that's one of the rituals I do each month is to draw a map with the days of the month and little clues from my future self that I channel to get into an enhanced state. And that always leads to some really beautiful miracles and upgrades.
Wow. So what have you channeled for this month? Because I know you were saying that you love Florida and you might want to stay here. What have you come up with for this month?
Yeah, well, this month I'm traveling. I'm about to go to Europe, and I'm leading meditations for the Science of Consciousness retreat at this beautiful giant castle retreat center. If anyone wants to join, That's
Wow.
October 20th, I believe, 21st start date. And then I'm going to Chicago, and then I'm going to Austin and El Salvador. So I'm going to be traveling a lot the next couple months, and then definitely coming back to Miami, which is such a beautiful place here in South Florida. And so, for this month, it's really guiding me to uh, just go deeper into my inner world. And I also look at my numerology, which is really powerful. And it makes sense. I'm also going to visit my family and spend some time with them. So really just go within after kind of working so much on different projects. And then in November, kind of going and coming out again. So I do my best to follow the astrology and numerology just to kind of know the waves and to surf those waves with what's in alignment. And it seems to really work out amazingly when I do that.
That's amazing. What type of astrology do you typically like tap into or feel called to or resonate with?
There's so many different forms that all have wisdom, from Vedic,
Hmm.
Western to Mayan, the Chinese. But I use True Self. My friend Max is the founder of it. He's just staying with me at my house here, and he basically combines all the different astrologies and numerology and enneagram. So you human design, gene keys. So you basically just get an all-in-one, which makes it so easy and powerful.
Cool.
And so we'll put that in the we'll put a link for that later because it's really my favorite.
Yeah, I love that. And also, I would love to meet everybody that you're speaking about, and invite them to the Healerverse.
Totally.
Because obviously we have like the whole platform with events and I practitioners can put courses on and stuff. This Wednesday I'm gonna do a live on Zoom, like a webinar, and show people how to use the 5D platform so they could put stuff up there. And everything is shareable intra-platform on your wall and your feed, but also externally. Like here's my Healerverse platform, can put it in the link tray. And also like with all the events and the courses, it's a really neat tool for practitioners and friends to be able to be like, here's everything. And I would love to hear about True Self and everything else that you have going on. Where in Europe are you going? So I could tell some friends.
UK primarily.
Oh, that's my second home. You know that?
Oh, cool. Okay, I'll have to meet
Yeah,
some of your friends. Awesome.
literally. We have a pretty big group of healers that are on the platform and friends in the UK because I lived there from like in 22 and 23.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, yeah. So I'll put you in touch for sure.
Epic.
Yeah. So the courses that you have right now, are people able to meet with you one-on-one, or it's pre-recorded, or both? Like how can we work with
Yeah,
you?
so I have
Yeah.
a certification. That's our main program because you get to be transformed so deeply through this initiation, and you learn how to share energy to a group of people or one person remotely in seconds, not only for healing, but for manifestation, like to shift their timelines or to do it for yourself. And that includes lifetime of live support and coaching for me and my team and my favorite teachers and psychics. So it's a really incredible deal we have right now this week. And we also have our frequency temple where we send remote energy frequencies to you on a regular basis and live experiences and sessions every week and support and psychics. So that's our membership, which is included in our certification. And I do occasional one-on-one for leaders that want to really go deep and are ready to go to the next level. I've worked with a lot of Fortune 500 founders and CEOs to really help them with that over the past 10 years. So those are a few ways that you can deepen and really transform.
Thank you for sharing that. That's so powerful that, that says a lot that Fortune 500 CEOs are coming to healers for healing, guidance, and support. And that's been my experience too. They reach out to me on LinkedIn and they're like, who do I speak to about this? It shows a lot of, I'm sure this was always happening, but it feels more vibrant today that we can support people. And then what's amazing about that is in the corporate space is that energetically it trickles down through the organization when a CEO especially with, thousands of employees, is healing themselves and they're like running an organization, it trickles down the energetics of it through the entire organization and through to their connections and friends as well. Like taking a simple meeting with Daniel or taking his course, like will literally spread rapidly and heal the world.
Mm. Yeah, I'd love any of you to join and be part of the community. It's really amazing. And you also get free sessions for life because anytime you need a session, we have 400 practitioners that are growing now certified that love to practice. And so we have session trades, and it's a really beautiful way to just keep alchemizing those imprints because most people, they're having trouble manifesting. Either they're doing the manifestation technique wrong or they're doing it right, but those imprints are blocking them. And so every time we clear those layers, it's just such a miracle. I'm still doing it. It's a really an incredible process that's so important because when we find out where we have the brake system on and take it off, our nervous system especially can then magnetize and feel safe to receive that deeper level of intimacy, of abundance, of miracles and opportunities. So that's one of the things we definitely specialize in.
Awesome. And I'll put the links to everything in the recorded version for you to contact you and for that. And then also I wanted to touch on what we spoke about if this is okay with you, different products that you wanted me to throw out.
Yeah, I love supplements and potions. I have, one of my favorites is a stem cell product that it doesn't have stem cells in it, but it helps you create tens of millions of stem cells. I think every packet creates about 10 million stem cells. So we've had people that have just transformed their life in a few days from pain. I've even heard of people like being able to walk again because when your body can regenerate itself, miracles can happen. And so that's one of the few things I take regularly, and I'll put the link in as well for that because that is one of the most next level products. And I've had the creator of it come to my house, and he studied ancient history books to see like what miracle plants and things would grow that would like heal the horses during war and like all these crazy stories, and like put them all together and really channeled it. So that's definitely one of my favorites.
Wow, thank you. And yeah, I guess finally, what are the like different products that you told me to throw out that I have toothpaste wise and everything? And you were like,
Oh
you're gonna,
boy.
yeah.
No, you definitely don't want fluoride in any product.
No,
Uh,
no.
you don't want to, unless you want to be a zombie, then definitely take more fluoride.
Yeah.
So yeah, just everything natural. You really want to, for everyone here, just shift everything you can to just all natural. At least you can, if you're in America, you can go to Sprouts or Whole Foods or something and or buy it on Amazon or wherever, right? Or farmers market's always the best if you can find it there.
Yeah.
Because all these chemicals, they're not safe. Just because people are selling them doesn't mean they're safe. And they go into your skin, you absorb them, and that's the first step. And getting a shower filter if you live in the city so you're not absorbing all the toxins they put in the water, and then really eating as much as possible farm to table from local or farmers markets. And even if we're doing all that, we still want to detox and cleanse. We want to colon cleanse, liver flush, and dissolve the toxins out of our bodies in different ways because we're being bombarded right now. And it's a lot of work, and it's an investment, but the more that we do that, the cleaner we are to channel energy and information that's priceless, aka your gifts. And when you're able to channel your gifts clearly and your brain's not acting like Joe Biden, then what's happening, oh I said it, is it's amazing, right? You are able to actually function at a high level, and that's going to pay back a millionfold, right? And so you want to have a clear mind. You don't want to have brain fog. You don't want to just feel foggy all the time and clouded. And so you want to really, a big part of that is the physical, to really clear your body and clear the energy blocks as well. And when we do that, then it's just so worth it, right? Because I went through that process myself, and I could barely function and would just literally, I was like, where am I going? I didn't even know what was going on, right? And so that's why I made
Yes.
that joke. And I had mold, I had heavy metals and parasites and all these things, and most of us do. And so it's super important to cleanse our body so that we can really shine in this time.
I love the word shine. That's well said. So the real Joe Biden or the one that they have an avatar of?
Oh no, I don't know. He had different ideas. Don't go down that rabbit hole.
I won't. I was just having fun. I was having fun. Let's talk about water, and then I'll let Hillis ask you whatever he wanted to ask you, and then we'll wrap it up. So, what do you do for water when you're traveling or when you're home?
Yeah, when I'm traveling, I just do my best to buy spring water,
Yeah.
and you know, I love to bless it and just use those ancient techniques, which we teach you in the first module of our training of water magic, which allows you to really program the water for anything. And then when you drink it, it architects those frequencies and it builds over just usually 14 days. You can gain a new ability like your intuition or confidence or any quality you want and reprogram your whole body through the water, which is really powerful. So that's definitely a cool hack to do.
Thank you so much. And I'm gonna let Hillis pop on with you. I know you guys met on Saturday.
Hello, Daniel.
Hi.
Sorry. Hi, Trish. Hi, everyone. Sorry,
Hi, babe.
I'm working right now. That's why I'm not on camera. But um, Daniel, first I want to say I honor you and appreciate you for everything that you are doing and sending your message and all the energy and just to meet you in person. And I didn't realize till today that our paths actually crossed before inadvertently. So that's a story for another day. But um, what I wanted to ask you, yeah, I see you're trying to figure out where did we meet? It's through it was through another platform, so I'm not going to get into details about that.
Okay.
Um, but I wanted to know. I know you talk about having these various modalities and connecting to the energy source, the source of where you receive this information from. So, is there a particular definition, or how do you define exactly what you do? I mean, is there a container that you put it in, or is it more as the energy flows sort of situation?
Yeah, I've done a lot of ancient rituals to purify me and also work with a lot of angels to connect me deeper to the divine. And
Mhm.
so I channel and just let things come through. And then I have the system that came through that's a template that also is a container for people. And the cool thing is like when people get certified or train with Dreamporting, I say it's not like one modality where just use that, right? You can mix it with Reiki. You can mix it with your own psychic abilities and your own gifts. It's meant to just unlock your gifts and give you a template to align with those universal laws because most people don't know what the universal laws are. And then they're continuing to create distortions or blocks, right? Like the law of polarity. People always say,
Yeah,
oh, I want abundance. But then you're saying that you don't have abundance. You're creating more scarcity. And then you're creating the opposite of what you want all the time. So when you learn to harness those laws of alchemy, then you become like Yoda, and so many things just shift because you're finally aligning and surfing with that divine laws of reality and that alignment. And so I like to say it's kind of like MMA mixed magic arts, where you use your own gifts and combine it with what works the best. And because I've studied dozens of different modalities, and it's like, how do we make it more efficient? How do we make it faster? Because we got a lot to clear, and we got a lot of people that want to wake up, right? And
yeah,
so that's where it came from, is really seeing how we can make it the most powerful and most efficient with the least amount of effort and time.
yeah. No, you are a man after my own being because I appreciate the words you just spoke, and especially this space about accelerating this process. Because, like you, I've been, on this path as well, and it's like, okay, well, Jesus took him 12 years to go through this process. I don't have 12 years. I'm sorry. Let's speed this up a little bit.
I got you. Yeah, there's definitely ways to collapse timelines, and some things you can't rush, but a lot of things you can definitely make way more efficient if we just got out of the way, right, and took the brakes off. So I'm really excited to share more of that. And yeah, thank you so much, Hillis, for coming on.
Thank you so much, Daniel.
Thank you, Daniel, for coming on. We absolutely love you, and I'm excited to share this with the Healerverse community and everybody worldwide. I can teleport to 10 years from now of where Healerverse is going to be. So it's exciting. Um,
Look forward
you
to
want to
magic.
say any, what were you going to say?
Yeah, looking forward for seeing what Healerverse is like soon, when there's an army of healers, light workers, oracles, right, that are all here. We're all on this mission together. So thank you for creating this, and it's been an honor to be here with all of you, and look forward to connecting more. You can also reach out to me on Instagram, Daniel Raphael and the number 1, Raphael. And thank you so much again, everyone.
Thank you. Love you. And thank you, everybody that came and everybody that's going to watch this. And it's going to find all the right people. All right, guys, have a great day. We'll see you soon. Thank you.